Hello, and welcome to the second in this series of video tutorials on using Datacolor Match Pigment for matching and correcting color. Today, I'll show you tips and features to expand your basic workflow. You'll see more matching tools, the job notebook, and I'll show you how to use different types of matching constraints to help you give your customers exactly the results they want. Okay, let's start. From my user profile, the system knows to start Formula Central and open a job for transparent matching. I'll use an opaque set to show you the matching tools, but before I do, I'd like to give you a couple of tips about units and precision using a match job from the past. To open a Save job, click this toolbar button or use the File Open menu. By default, Formula Central automatically saves every match job. You can change that setting to only save jobs at your command, but I like the security of being able to review my work, even if I forget the Save button. To open a saved job, simply locate it in the Navigator window, click to select it, and then press the Open button. I usually just double-click the item to save a step. Here's the formula from my saved job. It shows low color differences and a curve shape matching the orange target, but maybe I don't want to make 100 kilograms. No problem. Remember, the formula grid is like a spreadsheet. You can change most things in it anytime, before or after matching. To scale a formula, I swipe and type to change any ingredient amount, and the other amounts change in proportion. Now my total is 50 kilograms. I'm going to change more, but I want you to notice the evaluation panel. With every change, Formula Central uses the displayed precision and reports the expected color differences. I could change the total to 10 kilograms. Maybe there's only 1 kilogram of red left in stock. I can change the units too. The grid's also a handy unit converter. Let's say I wanted to start with 1 gallon of clear resin, or maybe make only half a pound total for a lab sample. Did you notice what's been happening to the predicted color differences? This isn't a mistake. The system is showing you the predicted effects of rounding. The low percent of blue weighed in kilograms to 2 decimal places becomes 0 in a half-pound batch. This tells me I might want to rethink my plan to make such a small batch on a kilogram scale. Luckily, I plan to use a gram scale, and the admin program makes it easy to create presets for each scale's precision and unit. Click the unit column heading to see your presets. Now, that's the color difference my half-pound batch of orange ink should have. And I didn't have to remember that a half pound is 226.8 grams. Here's another tip. You can also preset the order ingredients show in the formula grid, and you can change it anytime. Click a column heading to sort by name, by amount, by cost. Click twice to reverse the sort order. I like to show the amounts from largest to smallest. Whatever unit, amount, and order you've chosen will be used on the printed copy. Now, let's have a look at the matching tools. I'll show you the tools Search, Search and Correct, and Combinatorial individually. Then I'll show you how they're related to Auto-Formulate. Along the way, we'll see how we can use constraints in the grid to limit our results. To show you the matching tools, I'll use a colorant set made for opaque matching. I have a job template already set up with units and ingredients. To use the template, we'll need to make a new job. I can simply press the toolbar button, New Job, or use the File, New, Job menus. I'll just select the template here and click the OK button. If Formula Central weren't already started, opening the template from Data Navigator would save a step. I'll show you. Just locate the template in a list and then right-click to open. Notice the differences in this screen layout. There's no film thickness control for opaque matching. In the formula grid, I've changed the units, added a couple of subtotal rows, and a column to show volume percent. Let's select a target color to match and look at our options. Name the target and use the Measure button to create a new target sample, or use the drop-down to retrieve one already stored. Now that the system has enough information to make a prediction, it enabled the matching tools in the toolbar. Here they are. Search to find a stored formula matching the target within my tolerances. Search and correct. Find a stored formula similar to my target and refine it. Combinatorial. This is the brute force approach. Try every combination of ingredients allowed to find a match. And auto-formulate. This is the smart approach. Like a human colorist might, it tries each of the previous methods in turn, saving the best, preferring existing formulas over adjusted ones, and small adjustments over starting from scratch. I'll click one of the matching tools and the system will fill in any missing amounts in the formula grid. That's right, only missing amounts. Formula Central is required to respect any information I've already placed in the grid. Whatever I type there before matching is like a boundary. In trying to meet its goal of matching our target, the system can only add information that fits. Too many constraints could prevent reaching the goal. Still, these constraints are a quick and easy way to ensure that we see only amounts and ingredient combinations that suit our needs. For now, I'll leave the single amount in the grid so my formulas will all use 124 ounces of white base, and I'll use the tool Search. I could click the toolbar button, press the function key F6, or use the tool's Search menu. We see the system found 3 formulas, 2 with the same ingredient combination. Comparing their metamerism indices, I can see the first and the third are likely ingredient combinations closer to the target sample. Double-clicking one and returning to Formula Central, I can see the similarity in curve shapes. As I did earlier, I can rescale the formula by simply changing one of the ingredient amounts. Notice I cannot change the ratios of ingredients inside the formula. Now, let's try another tool, Search and Correct. The tools are disabled because we've completed a formulation or correction task. We don't need to start a new match job. We can simply turn a new page in the job notebook. But for the notebook, the rule is 1 task per page. You can use the menu File, New Job Page, or the handy shortcut on the toolbar. When the system creates a new page, it's like a blank copy of the starting page. Notice the white subtotal we changed on the first page remains. Now I'll use the tool Search and Correct. I see 3 results, as I might have expected, but now the formulas have been refined and the predicted color differences are lower. Notice there are 2 formulas with the same ingredient combination. They're refinements of 2 separately stored formulas. Returning to the main window, we can see the adjusted curve shapes and the modified formulas. Since Search and Correct modifies the formulas it finds, we might want to force a specific type of modification by introducing a new constraint into the formula grid. Let's fix the total colorant load. I'll create a new page and type an amount for the total color, either a % in this column or an amount in this column. Let's say 2% total color. Remember, 1 constraint in the grid is an easy limit to meet. It's setting overall formula scaling. 2 numbers begin to limit ingredient ratios and might reduce how well we meet our matching goal. Now, I'll use the Search and Correct tool again. Notice these formulas have higher color differences. By setting the constraints, I forced the system to use a higher amount of colorant relative to the white than it needed, too much to match the color perfectly. Now, let's make a new page and see the combinatorial tool. This time, I'll require exactly 1 gallon, 126 ounces of white base, and 2 ounces of color. Notice the system won't let me specify contradictory amounts on the same row. When I add the 2 ounces, the system removes the entry in the % column. Now I'll click the toolbar button Combinatorial or press the key F8 to show the best predictions from amongst the large list of possibilities. The predicted color differences might not be as low as I might have wanted, but each of these formulas meet my requirements of exactly 1 gallon amount, starting with 126 ounces of white base. Now that we've seen these matching tools, let's take another look at Auto-Formulate. I'll make a new page, remove my second constraint from the formula grid, and click the Auto-Formulate button or the F9 key. Some of these results should look familiar. There's one formula that looks like our results from the Search tool, another from the Search and Correct, and still more like those from the combinatorial tool. That's exactly what they are. Auto-formulate works by taking the best results from each of the tools. Like a good colorist, it puts known formulas that don't need adjustment at the front of the list. You can tell the source of the results by the formula names and the formula type. 1s are from search, 2s are from search and correct, 3s are from the combinatorial. You might notice there are no repeated ingredient combinations in this list, like there were from search or search and correct. The Auto-formulate tool selects for each combination only the single best result. Here's a good hint. These matching tools work with verified formulas saved in folders, not in other match jobs. With each stored formula, the system learns and becomes a better color matcher. Make a habit of saving formulas and using Auto-formulate. It's a simple and painless way to improve your matching efficiency. In this series' next video, we'll see translucent matching, ingredient selection constraints, and Formula Central's manual mode. Like a virtual laboratory where you can experiment and explore what-if scenarios using as much or as little automation as you like. For now, I appreciate your watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial.